Make some noise. Wave your hats. Wave whatever you got. Here comes the late models. Green flag coming out.
Green flag will fly down the front straightaway. Cliff Stakey will have that advantage on the inside. Doug Coby will hang on tough on that outside groove, but Stakey will pull off into that number 1 spot. Coby will set up a second. John Yale tries to hold on to third as Mark Atkinson will tuck it in to hold that 4th spot. 5th will go to 16, and that starts to 16 for the Palmer machine as they run single file off turn number 4. Stakey will lead them to the line.
Mid-pack, they're still well bunched up. All sorts of cars bumping and grinding. Here we go, down into turn number 4. Though her number 1, the number 4, Tommy Butler. Ladies and gentlemen, the number 4 Butler, his daughter tonight having her 7th birthday. Happy birthday, Megan. Daddy's trying to get the job done going down into turn 3, but he's got to get around the number 48 of Gene McLean. Up front, here comes Stakey and the Coby machine. Looks like a replay of the heat race.
Look at the battle up here for that 4th spot. Meantime, Palmer on the inside with car number 16. John Yale outside. Now Atkinson will move up. Palmer puts the bumper underneath the 88 machine. They'll run side by side down the back straightaway. Dean Casagrande looks inside Yale going into turn number 3. Palmer will be on the inside. Atkinson on the outside off turn 4. Palmer will secure that 3rd spot. He'll set his sights on the back of the 10 of the Coby machine. Atkinson will settle for that 4th spot. Meantime, look at the battle for 5th. John Yale still stuck up on that outside. He's got Dean Casagrande, and now here comes Chuck Zentarski with car number 8. He's also got Mike Quintiliano right there as they run side by side down the back straightaway, all battling for position 5.
Off of turn number 4, wide and broad. Here comes the 66 of Stakey. Coby puts the pressure on him, tucks it back in at the stripe. He settles down. He's going to take another charge at him. Here he goes, deep into turn number 1, real hard, closing the gap on Stakey. Stakey has the bite and the hook off of turn 2, like a shot down the backstretch. Big power down late model 66 as Coby cannot hang on, closing the gap. The 16 of Palmer and Atkinson, Casagrande, and here comes Zentarski and Quintiliano. Here we go, folks, off of turn number 4, big freight train at the stripe. It is the 66 of Stakey.
Back in the field, Yale still keeps going backwards with car number 14, Dennis Monticello. Remember, he's driving his brother Bob's number 26 tonight. Just went by, as did McLean with car number 48. Your current point leader, car number 85 for Gary Pelletier, sits just in the top 10. Now, keep an eye on him to move toward the front. Meantime, look at this battle up front. Cliff Stakey has it with car number 66. Doug Coby keeps looking inside into that 3rd turn, but Stakey knows the short way around here. He'll hold on to that lead. Once again, Coby gets right on the rear bumper, but not enough room to make an effective move. Palmer still holds 3rd. Atkinson 4th. Casagrande still round out your top 5 as the field enters turn 3.
All right, field is stretched out all the way back, ladies and gentlemen, but up front, here comes Coby trying to put the moves on Stakey. Nothing doing. Stakey's got some good power in that number 66 machine. The machine is the Landmark Windows Bowles Cutlass out of Southington, Connecticut, doing a great job at keeping the machine of Gene McLean having some problems, but he is back underway, and it does not bring out the yellow. Now we get a challenge for the lead. Look at this. Something happened to Stakey, and Coby thunders by. Palmer thunders by, and now Atkinson's trying to get the job done. Once again, Cliff Stakey leads many laps and starts to go backwards with some type of a problem. Here we go. He touches with Dean Casagrande, bumper to bumper. No, that's the 8 of Zentarski he's hooked up with. Correction. Now he's stuck on the outside, trying to get back in. Whoa, he clips and comes down on the 3 of the Labatt's Blue machine. Hanging on, heads up, driving on that number 3 car. Of course, Mike Quintiliano. But up front, the Coby machine. The number 10 gets up off of turn number 4 in first place. Lap number 15 coming at you.
He's got his hands full with car number 16 of Bobby Palmer as he looks to battle for position number 1. Mark Atkinson holding on to that 3rd spot. Now Dean Casagrande puts the pressure on him. He wants that spot as well. 4 cars battling up there for that number 1 spot. Meantime, Chuck Zentarski holds 5th. He has Cliff Stakey now right out. Here's where a bumper. Stakey's been able to regroup after whatever happened to him a couple laps ago. Off turn 4, though, Coby smokes the tires as he tries to hold on to that number 1 spot. Palmer's just going to sit there now and wait to see what this young man to do with car number 10. Atkinson still right there. Look at the pressure that Dean Casagrande puts on his rear bumper off turn number 2. He's literally glued to it, trying to find a way around the 88 machine. But entering turn number 3, Atkinson will hold 3rd.
All right, great race, and now picking up the momentum. The NASCAR Wizard Racing Series late models doing a great job. Now looking for a challenge around Atkinson is Casagrande. Takes a look on the inside, says no way. Shuts the door once again. Now he slides up high. Atkinson went in hot and furious, and he gave up some momentum. Now here's a challenge for the lead. Palmer in the 16 puts the pressure on Coby. Palmer has that preferred line. He now makes the pass. He's trying to get completely by. Coby's fighting on the outside, and he has to tuck in his 2nd.
Bobby Palmer will have the lead as they cross the line. Coby, as you said, will hold on to second, but now he's going to have a fierce battle with car number 17 of Dean Casagrande. Casagrande would love to make a win with this number 7 machine. Mark Atkinson falls to 4th as he sits about 2 car lengths behind him. Stakey is regrouped to 5th now, passing Ada Zentarski. Now look at car number 3 of Mike Quintiliano. He also makes his way by the Body Auto Services machine as well. Chad Schrombly right there, as well as Dennis Botticello. And your current point leader, car number 85 for Gary Pelletier.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's starting to heat up now. We've had our third leader, and it looks like the 16 of Palmer now wants to take command of this deal, thundering away ever so slightly from the 10 of Coby. Dean Casagrande closing in. He wants to get some of this prime time action up front. Off of turn number 4. Now Atkinson is starting to go back just a little bit, and Stakey trying to hang on. And here comes the number 3 machine, Mike Quintiliano, in the Labatt's Blue Oldsmobile. He's trying to reel in them front runners up front. Off of turn number 2, the number 16 machine, Bob Palmer from Griswold. The Eagle Telephone $100 halfway challenge will go to the gentleman or lady who happens to be leading this race at the halfway challenge. So keep your eye on that front car, because I'll tell you what, 2 more laps will mean $100 for the 16 of Palmer if he can hang on up front. Now we got Pelletier making the moves underneath the number 4 machine of Butler. Gary Pelletier goes in hot and drifts a little bit. Back end kick to
run side by side. Meantime, off turn 4. This is the halfway lap for all the money off that 4th turn. Coming down to the line, it looks like Bob Palmer will take the halfway money and does so with car 16.
Yes, the number 16 machine, Bob Palmer, picks up that halfway challenge from Eagle Telephone, another $100 richer, but he still has another 25 laps to go to take this feature. And I'll tell you what, Coby in the 10 has nothing to do with that. He doesn't want to see that happen. Neither does Dean Casagrande in the 7. Now Cliff Stakey looks like he's gathered himself up, but look who's making the moves, ladies and gentlemen. The 3 machine, Mike Quintiliano, the Labatt's Blue machine. Atkinson gathers it back up once again. Now Zentarski in the 8's taking a look on the outside, down the front stretch around the 88, seeing how he can make the moves. They close up, they touch a little bit, nose to tail. Now the 8 of Zentarski drifts. Here comes Dennis Botticello like a shot off of turn 2. Makes the moves, makes it look easy, but now they're settling down, folks, because up front now, off of turn number 4, the 16 of Palmer feeling the pressure of Coby, and Coby's getting a big building action from the Casagrande's builders. Number 17, Casagrande, he's putting the pressure on him big time going down into turns number 2. Look at this. Now underneath, here comes a 7, and it looks like Dean Casagrande doesn't quite have the power. Late breaker, let's see how that works. No siree. Coby shuts the door on him once again. But I'll tell you what, in just a lap or so, lap traffic will come into play for the 16.
Meantime, the 8 of Chuck Zentarski has gone all the way back to that 10th spot with the 8 machine. Pelletier is on the inside, and obviously the handles have gone away. Meantime, here's the battle for second. Off turn number 2, Dean Casagrande finally has made his move around the 10 of Doug Coby. Coby will have to tuck in and hold on to that 3rd spot. Now, Casagrande can set his sights on the 16 of Bob Palmer. Palmer has about a 3-car length advantage off turn number 4. 4th spot remains 6 of Stakey. In 5th now, the battle shapes up as well. Mike Quintiliano has it with car number 3. He's got Atkinson right on his rear bumper, as well as car number 26 being driven tonight by Dennis Botticello.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there goes your race leader into turn number 3. The number 16 of Bob Palmer, the 16 entry, the driver from Griswold, the Laffer Boys, well-drilling Olds Cutlass, off of turn number 4, feeling the pressure from the number 7 of Dean Casagrande. Looks like Casagrande has the power in his 7 as they both work around the 54 car in turns 1 and 2. That's Scotty Young going down a lap right now as they come out of turn number 2. There goes Coby in 3rd. Now keep your eye on that red and white top 16. Palmer feeling the pressure from Dean Casagrande. Casagrande in a 7, setting him up, trying to make that number 7 stick down on the bottom. He knows he's got a few more laps to go. Takes a look to the outside. Cannot really fend off the power, but he has the late braking down into turn number 1. Closes the gap. Now Palmer, they take a shot. They bump, they touch. Palmer still hangs on. Now the number 7 of Dean Casagrande down the backstretch, tucks it in, going into 3.
They'll come up on more lap traffic as they go into turn number 3. Palmer will still have the advantage. They'll come up on Keller's car number 33. Casagrande looks low, no room there. Palmer will run that low groove off turn number 4. Doug Coby seems to be sitting there. Maybe these two will make a mistake and I can inherit the lead back, he's thinking. But at the moment, Casagrande's thinking, I'd rather have the lead. Off turn number 2, Casagrande moves inside the Bobby G race chassis 16 of Bob Palmer. They'll run side by side down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Casagrande makes it look easy as he takes away the lead with car number 7.
Off of turn number 4, ladies and gentlemen, the field indicated by Tony Leckie up on the field to move it over and let the race leaders on by, folks. We got some limping late models around the Speedway right now. The 33 car is maintaining. Tom Keller is getting blown by on the outside. Here we go. Casagrande down into turn number 3. The 16 machine of Palmer is in second. Coby gets by, and it looks like some of these guys are just moving chicanes for these front runners out here off of turn number 4 at the line. Casagrande holding off the field. 34 laps on the books of this 50-lap feature.
Fourth spot still remains car 66 of Cliff Stakey. He's trying to stay in kind of quiet back there in that fourth spot. Has a big lead over that fifth spot. Car number 3 of Mike Quintiliano.
Number 7 of Dean Casagrande from Stafford Springs. The Casagrande builders Olds Cutlass has now 4 more laps to go. Next time by at the stripe, ladies and gentlemen. 36 laps to go as he gets ready for the finish coming up in just a little bit. He can hang on, but he has a whole field of cars coming on behind him. Here we go, folks. Off of turn number 2, down the backstretch. Looks like he's got a big lead over the 16 of Palmer. Now Coby being held up ever so slightly by the number 16 car. Casagrande off of turn number 4. Looking at it one more time. He's got that car down low. Looks like he's got some good momentum and a good bite still in those tires as he drifts up way up to the wall down the front stretch. Like to see this guy down at turn number 1. Doesn't let it drift up too high. Keeps it down on the bottom. Harold, he's doing a superb job.
He sure is. I'm wondering now if Palmer possibly burned up the tires going to the front so quickly with car number 16. Coby, who was your leader at one time, now is reeled in on the back bumper of the LaFrance boys' well-drilling machine. He looks low off turn number 4. No room this time as Palmer will hold the spot. Stakey looks to be closing in ever so quietly as well with car number 66. You still got Mike Quintiliano back in fifth spot. Now Tommy Butler's putting the pressure on the 88 of Mark Atkinson. Off turn 2. Contact made. Atkinson will hold on to the spot as they go down the back straightaway. Single file into turn number 3. Atkinson once again will stay ahead of the 4 of Butler. Off turn 4 down the line once again. It's Dean Casagrande leading with car 7.
All right, a little further back in the pack. It looks like that number 47 just coming off of turn number 4. A little bit of smoke coming out of the back end of that car, and I thought it was tire smoke, and it looks like it might be a little bit more. Let's keep an eye on that car. The number 47 machine of Jim Janeski from Granby just got black flagged by the NASCAR officials, and he will be coming in for a consultation on the smoke coming off the back of that car. But up front, off of turn 4, coming down to the stripe, the 16 of Palmer for turn 4.
Off turn 4, Botticello will take over that fifth spot with his brother Bob's car number 26. Meantime, Gary Pelletier battling back here for the 8th spot, takes it away finally from Mark Atkinson, and he'll set his sights on the back of the Tommy Butler number 4. Out front, Casagrande leads by about 15 car lengths over the 16 of Paul Palmer. Palmer's been able to pull away now from the 10 of Coby, who can see the 66 of Cliff Stakey in his rearview mirror. Stakey has been closing up ever so quietly. Meantime, look at this battle back here for 5th one more time. The 26 of Dennis Botticello has it. Quintiliano smoke in the tires, trying to hold on to that 6th spot, but here comes Tom Butler up the inside with car number 4. Butler gets a fender under the 3. They make contact down the back straightaway. Quintiliano will hold on to the high groove. Butler will squeak his way inside with the 4. Off turn 4, they still remain side by side down here to the line.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there's your race leader going across turns 1 and 2. Dean Casagrande in that black 7 machine. 16 of Palmer and Coby. Right behind is the 66. In 4th, that's Cliff Stakey. And way back there is the 26 of Dennis Botticello. Here comes Quintiliano on the outside. The number 4 of Tom Butler trying to hold off and keep that position. He's got the preferred line. He's making Quintiliano work real hard. And Quintiliano slides that 3 out on the gas at the stripe. Quintiliano has it, but he still has to hang on the outside going through turns 1 and 2. Hard way around Stafford Motor Speedway in turns 1 and 2. Looks like the bottom's going to work for the number 4, but look at the power of the 3. He throttles it back up against the wall, down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Hard on the brakes, side by side. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the battle right now, and it looks like Butler won that deal, but here comes Gary Pelletier right behind the 3.
5 laps to go for your leader, car number 7 of Dean Casagrande. Palmer still sits comfortably in that 2nd spot. The battle goes back here for that 6th spot. Matter of fact, make that 7th right now as Gary Pelletier moves inside the Quintiliano machine. They run side by side down the back straightaway. Pelletier's been awfully quiet through this whole feature event. He will now take over the 7th spot with car number 85. Out front as the laps wind down, it looks like Dean Casagrande looks to have it his way with car number 7.
Casagrande doing a great job. He's only got a few more laps to go, but now he's going to start to come up on lap traffic. That could work for him. That could work against him. Next in line will be the 38 machine of Dave Ellison. That will be his next point where he has to get around at the stripe. 47 laps on the books. 3 more to go. Here we go. Down into turn number 1. Casagrande's got to be thinking about his moves around the 38 and, of course, the other cars in front of him. Let's see how this shakes out as they go down into turn number 3. Casagrande getting ready to stand on the brakes into turn 3. Drift that 7 up a little bit, hanging it as low slow as he can, trying to maintain as much momentum. Let's see how it shakes out. 2 laps to go. Twin popsicle sticks displayed.
Car number 7, Dean Casagrande, will still have the lead. Entering turn to number 1, Palmer, Coby, and Stakey all sit comfortably. Stakey trying to make a last couple lap effort here with car number 66. He ran real hard in that turn. Meantime, look at the battle back here for 6. Gary Pelletier once again has got underneath Tommy Butler's number 4. It looks like last week all over again as these two run side by side back for the 6th spot. But off turn 4, white flag waves, 1 lap to go for Dean Casagrande.
Dean Casagrande, 4 more left turns to go. Doesn't look like he's even going to go challenge those front runners now, because he is the one. He doesn't need to deal with the lap traffic. No one seems to have a challenge for the number 7, Dean Casagrande out of Stafford Springs, the Casagrande Builders Old Cutlass. But now, ladies and gentlemen, good battle heating up right now. Pelletier and Butler on the outside. Here we go. White flag and the checkers fly. Coming off of turn 4 for Dean Casagrande, winning the late model feature this July 8th, 1997 under the lights at Stafford Motor Speedway.
Fortunate break there on the last lap, but this week we kept the car good. It was good all day, and here we are sitting 3rd at Stafford.
50 laps, a long way in a late model. I was amazed at the number of green flag laps. Everybody just stay out of everybody else's way, or did the field just spread right out?
Well, I think the field spread out pretty much from the beginning. I know a few of us jumped out front, and once we got out there, I don't think many cars were going to come up and get us.
Doug, congratulations on 3rd spot.
Thanks a lot.
Quietly in this car, I know you'd like to be 1 spot up ahead of this. I know that, but boy, you put on a whale of a show.
Yeah, we did put on a whale of a show. If any of the fans were here last week, they saw what happened to this car down at turn 1, and last Friday night we had to cut this thing from the firewall forward. So coming back running 2nd, I'd say that's pretty damn good for these guys. They've done a lot of work. It was a family weekend, but they decided to fix this car and get ready for Tuesday night, and I really appreciate that.
I'll tell you what, Eagle Telephone has donated $100 to the leader at the halfway mark, and that was you.
Well, I appreciate that. That'll come in handy. It always does. Thank you, Eagle Telephone.
Congratulations on 2nd spot.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard the comments from the 3rd place finisher and the 2nd place finisher. Let's give it up for the young man from right here in Stafford Springs, driver the number 7, Dean Casagrande. Well, it took you a few laps to get up there. You kind of cruised around a little bit, but once you got free, man, nothing was holding you back.
Yeah, I think patience was the name of the game today. Just pick off 1 car at a time and keep your nose clean. And I owe this to all the crew. We've been through heck and back. We wrecked the car. We worked all week. We didn't get it done till the Friday after. You know, I can't thank enough for these guys. They're the greatest. You couldn't ask for a better pit crew. Horsepower engineering, he came on board with us this past 2 weeks. He's been awesome. Casagrande Builders, Joe Paradiso, Andreessen Overhead Door, Bob Phil Chassis, Smith's Auto Body, General Build and Supply, Connecticut's 2-hit design, and couldn't do it without him. Thanks.
I'll tell you what, you got them all in. Now, that was an accomplishment in itself. 50 laps. Now, it's a little bit longer distance than you guys normally run. Any problems with the car in the later stages of the race?
No, actually the car was just awesome the whole race. I can't say awesome. Jeff Gordon says that all the time. This thing was fabulous. Jimbo and Bob Phil, them two greatest guys in the pit area to set up a car. You couldn't ask for a better pit crew, I'll tell you.
Dean, congratulations on a great drive. It was an exciting race and a lot of green flag laps. You earned this win by getting out in front and staying out of trouble.
Thank you.
Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Dean Casagrande, the winner of the late model feature. Give it up for a young guy who's going places.
And that's the story from Victory Lane with Tony Sutton and the winner of the CarQuest Quest for Success Award, a $100 bonus presented by CarQuest Auto Parts as selected by Matt Buckler of the Journal-Enquirer 0503. If you have either of those numbers, please pick up your prize at the office. Now, also, thanks to our good friends at Eagle Telephone. They have provided 3 $20 prepaid long-distance phone cards using flat-out long distance. If you have the following...
Steve